So, dear students, I Rakesh Jain from Jamia University. Today, I am going to teach you about the power in AC circuit. How we can derive the formula for the power in AC circuit, and what is the meaning of power factor. So, first of all, just see this MS Paint file. So, here I just write down the name of the topic: power in AC circuit. Power factor. So today we will calculate how to find out the power in AC circuit. Now, with the help of this lecture, you will be understand to calculate or derive the formula for the average power of AC circuit. You will understand the difference between the instantaneous value of AC, average value of AC, and RMS value of AC, and also the power of AC. With this lecture, you will understand that how the power of AC or average power of AC is related with the RMS value of AC. With the help of this lecture, you will understand what is the power factor in resistive circuit, in inductive circuit, and in capacitive circuit. What is the power in those circuits? So, resistive and reactive effect you will understand with the help of this lecture. So, first of all, we just begin our lecture. As I have already been told you in the previous lectures about the instantaneous value of AC, average value of AC, and the RMS value of AC. First of all, I just write down those values so you will understand. For the current, if I am talking about, then for I is the abbreviation for that. If for voltage, then V will be the abbreviation. So, what is the RMS value of AC? So, IRMS can easily be found with the help of IRMS can easily be found with the help of formula. If I want to find out the RMS value of AC current, then it is I. Let's suppose I is the amplitude. It may be IM, I0, anything. Okay, I just write down as I0. Let's suppose I0 is the amplitude. Sine of, because of the sinusoidal value, I0 sine of omega t. Here I write down. Do not consider this as a W. It is omega. Okay. So I0 sine of omega t. Omega, that is equal to 2 pi f or 2 pi upon capital T, where capital T is the total time period for one clock cycle. So this is a standard formula for a instantaneous value of AC. When we calculated the average value of AC, you saw that the average value of current in AC, or we can say the average value of voltage in the AC, is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. And we have already been proved that one. And sorry, this is instantaneous instead of RMS. This is instantaneous. Sorry, I instantaneous value is your I0 sine of omega. I average is 0. Then we calculated I RMS. So what was the RMS value of AC? So I RMS is equal to we have already been calculated that value. That is equal to 0.707 and any amplitude. So let's suppose amplitude is I0, then 0.707 I0. Or we can say I0 divided by root 2. Or we can say I0 divided by root 2, because 0.707 comes from I0 divided by root 2. 1 divided by root 2 is equal to 0.707. So these three values related with the AC voltage or related with the AC current. Here I use I, that's why it is current. Otherwise, if I use V, then what is the instantaneous value of voltage? That is I0, V0 sine of omega t. The RMS value of voltage, VRMS, that is equal to Vm upon root 2 or V0 upon root 2 or 0.707 Vm or 0.707 V0. V0 and Vm are nothing, whatever the magnitude you choose by the name, by the abbreviation. Okay. Now we have to calculate the power in the AC circuit. First of all, we should remember that what is the standard formula for the power. The standard formula for a power is equal to voltage multiplied by current. Voltage multiplied by current. So we can say VI is the standard formula to calculate the power. Okay. Because here we do not have a fixed value like the DC, 5 volt DC, 3 ampere current. So 5 multiplied by 3, that is equal to 15 watt power. Here we have a AC signal, and AC we know, I just represent you at the right hand side. AC is like this, which consists of the positive half cycle and also the negative half cycle. And these two total positive and negative half cycle together are known as a complete cycle of AC. So it consists the positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So that's why AC is depends on the time period T, and it consists always the AC signal consists of the frequency. Always the AC signal consists of the frequency. AC signal always consists from frequency. That's why instead of this power directly formula VI, we should use a formula that can calculate the average power of AC with the help of the integration. Okay. So what is the standard formula for the power, average power in AC? So to calculate the average power of AC, we should use the formula P is equal to 1 divided by T integration of 0 to T. Here, what is the capital D? Capital D is because we just calculate the power from the initial position to the one clock cycle for the one complete clock cycle, whose time period is capital. That's it. Okay. So 1 divided by T, 0 to T, and because we wish to calculate the average power, that is P average, I just write down P average. So P average, I just write down P average, that is equal to PT dt. Okay. P is the power and dt is because we just integrate this term with respect to time t. Okay. So now what is the power P here? So P definitely is equal to V multiplied by I. Here the meaning of P is equal to Vi. Now what is V and what is I? Because we know there should be, whenever we just draw any AC circuit, let's suppose I have in AC circuit a capacitance element, then that kind of reactive element definitely create the current lead the voltage. If I have an inductance, then definitely the current lag the voltage. If resistive part only, then current and voltage both are in same phase. So definitely there should be some phase difference. Okay. So let's suppose my voltage is given as, here I use at the place of voltage and current the instantaneous value. So voltage V is, let's suppose Vm sine of omega t. Let's suppose this is my voltage, where the amplitude of the voltage is Vm. If I am talking about the voltage, then the amplitude is, let's suppose Vm. Let's suppose the voltage is Vm. Okay. I can use Vm or V0 anything, but the amplitude is, let's suppose Vm. This is Vm. Don't be confused. This is Vm. V0. So Vm sine of omega t. Vm sine of omega t. This is sine of omega. And let's suppose my current I having some phase difference with the voltage, because current and voltage are related with some phase difference. If capacitive, then current will lead. If inductive, then current will lag. If resistive, then both are in same phase. So there should be some phase difference. So let's suppose I don't know what kind of circuitry I just have. After the conclusion of the final derivation, we will see how we will calculate it, how we will separate the, in case of resistive, in case of reactive, in case of inductive circuit. But here let's suppose there is some phase difference, that I is equal to, here I choose the instantaneous value as I is equal to Im sine of omega t plus phi. Let's suppose there is some phase difference between voltage and current, that the phase difference is of phi. Let's suppose there is a phase difference of. So these are two value of voltage and current I choose. I can choose omega 2 minus phi also, then no problem. You can also choose omega t for the voltage Vm sine of omega t plus theta v. Theta v show you the phase difference for the voltage. And for the current, you can choose Im sine of omega t plus theta I. So theta I is for phase difference. So any kind of phase you can choose. But with the help of this voltage and current equation to calculate the power, we just want to show that we calculate the power of AC circuit in which the voltage and current are having some phase difference, because that is a standard law. Okay, that is applicable for resistive as well as for reactive elements. So that's it. So here I choose voltage as Vm sine of omega t and current as Im sine omega t plus phi, where phi is the phase difference between voltage and current. You can use also minus phi. You can use in both voltage and current some pi value. For example, voltage is Vm sine of omega t plus phi 1 and current is Im sine of omega t plus phi 2. Any one you can choose. But the answer will be, we will calculate the final derivation, that will be same like this one. Okay. So the average value of AC is now, see, we have to calculate the average value of AC. So P average is equal to 1 divided by T is as it is. Okay. In bracket I just write down, integration is from 0 to capital T, integration is from 0 to capital T, and at the place of this P, I have to put Vi, and what is V? V is this one and I is this one. Okay, so I just write down, I just copy and paste these two terms. So at the place of voltage, I just put Vm sine of omega t, and at the place of current, I just put Im sine of omega t plus Im sine of omega t plus phi. These are two. And the third one is P dt. Then I just write down according to which I am, with respect to which I am going to do this integration. So V dt is at the bracket is closed. Now see, because my variable is time t, because here my variable is time t, that's why this Vm and Im, which I just show you, this Vm and this Im plays as a constant thing, so they can be taken out at the outside of this bracket. So I just take them outside to this bracket. So this is equal to 1 upon t, 1 upon t. Vn and Im are outside this integration, so I just put them outside. This is your Vm and Im are out. This is your. Okay. Now in the integration you will have two types. One is of sine omega t. One is of sine omega t. This one. And the second term is of sine omega t plus phi. The second term is of sine omega t plus phi. So you will have two terms. And dt is as it is. Dt is your variable. So I just write down dt. Okay. And then we can close. Now we can change this like this one. Here there is sine omega t and sine omega t plus phi. So if I divide this equation by 2 and multiply by this equation by 2, then there will be no effect in the proper equation. Okay, because 2 to 2 cancel out, again the equation will be same as you have till now. Okay, but due to this, what you can change in the circuitry, because now you have two terms, 2 sine A, sine B, and you know in trigonometric there is a formula. In trigonometric there is a formula. I just remove this term to save over space. This AC waveform. Now see what you have in trigonometric. There is a formula of 2 sine A, sine B. I just write down. If you have a formula, if you have a condition of 2 sine A, sine B, then that will be equal to cos of b minus a minus cos of b plus a. Cos of b minus a minus cos of b plus a. Minus cos of b plus a. So according to this formula, b plus a or a plus b, no problem. So this is a formula in trigonometry, which you have already been studied in mathematics subject in case of trigonometry. This is a formula which I have to use here. So see, here A is your omega t, here A is your omega t, and B is your omega t plus phi. And this is the equation of 2 sine of A sine B. So I have to use that formula here. So see here, if I use that formula, then what will happen? See, the external term, I am not going to change that term. That's why the external term is as it is. Vm Im upon 2t. It will be as it is. Wait for a while. This term will be as it is. Yes. So Vm Im divided by 2t will be as it is. Okay. Now in bracket 2 sin A sin B. So that will be equal to cos of b minus a minus cos of a plus b. But both having the integration, because outside you have an integration. So first I just write down cos b minus a separately, and with integration I will write down cos b plus a separately. So see these two terms. Because I have an integration sign, so I just write down the integration sign. That integration is 0 to t. Okay, the first term is cos of b minus a. So first term is cos and b minus a. So omega t plus phi is your b, minus omega t is your a. So omega t to omega t will be cancelled out, and you will have only phi. You will have only phi. And now this first integration is. Then the second term will start with minus sign. So the second term will be start with minus sign because we have an integration. So I just write down integration sign as it is 0 to t. Okay. Now the second one is cos of b plus a. So I just write down cos. Then in bracket b plus a. B is omega t plus phi plus a is your omega t. So omega t plus phi plus omega t, that is 2 omega t plus 2 omega t plus 5. Similarly, you have dt. Okay, now the bracket is closed. So finally, you will find these two equations for the average value of AC 0 to t cos phi dt minus 0 to t cos of 2 omega t plus phi plus dt. Okay, so we can separate them. So I just remove this all, and we will see the next one. You will have two terms. So I just separate these two terms. So now from here I am going to start. So Vm Im upon 2t will be as it is. So Vm Im upon 2t will be as it is in the external side. So Vm Im upon 2t will be as it is. I just separate these two terms. Okay. And the first term is 0 to t integration of cos omega t. Okay, 0 to t cos of phi dt. So I just separate this first term with the outside term, that is Vm Im upon 2t, minus the second term will be minus. So second term will be minus Vm Im upon 2t will be as it is. So Vm Im upon 2t will be as it is. Okay. Then integration 0 to t cos of, with minus sign it was present. So 0 to t cos of 2 omega t plus phi plus dt. This will be with this external Vm Im upon 2t. Okay. So now you have to solve these two. So first of all, when we focus on the first term, then integration with respect to time. But here the cos phi is a constant term. What cos phi? Because it do not consider any t value over there. Because it do not consider any t value over there. That's why it will be taking outside to this. So when we will take this as a outside, what will happen? Vm Im upon 2t. So Vm Im upon 2t. Okay. Now integration is from 0 to t of cos phi, but cos phi will behave as a constant here because it do not consider any time value over there. That's why cos phi will be taken out at the output side. Okay, and in integration you will have only 0 to t, okay, 1 dot dt, 0 to t, 1 dot. Now, remember for the second term with this minus, there is in integration cos 2 omega t plus phi. Remember always, as we have already been seen, remember this thing, as we have already been seen in case of average value of calculation, which we proved in the case of AC in previous lectures, that the average value of AC current is equal to 0. Okay, so during that derivation, we proved that whenever there is an integration of cos 2 omega t type term or sin omega 2 type terms, then the result is always 0. Then the result is always 0. If you have any confusion, you will ask after the completion of this lecture. You will after the completion of this. So the second term is completely zero. This second term will be completely zero because it consider cos 2 omega t plus phi term or sin omega t plus phi term. These terms will be always zero. So this second term is zero. So only we have first term in which cos phi will behave as a constant. That's why I just take up this term outside to this. Okay, now what will happen? First of all, let me complete this. So what will happen? So after this, Vm Im upon 2t will be there. So Vm Im upon 2t, Vm Im divided by 2t, and cos phi will be as it is. Cos phi will be as it is because it is outside the integration. Now, remember always the formula: integration of one is always that term with respect to which you are going to do the integration. So here our variable for the integration with respect to the time t we are going to do the integration. That's why the integration of 1 is your t. But we have to put the limit in this t. Now, but we have to put the limit in this term t. So when first we have to put the upper limit, then the lower limit. So this is Vm Im divided by 2t. See very carefully because we are going to complete this power calculation. So Vm Im divided by 2t. Okay, cos phi will be as it is. Now, where we have to put the upper limit, that is capital T in place of t, minus the lower limit, that is 0. So t minus 0 is 0. So that's why only t is there. Now the denominator t, this denominator t and this numerator t will be cancelled out to each other, and you will remain only Vm Im upon 2 cos phi. Vm Im upon 2 cos phi. Now see very carefully. So this average power becomes Vm Im upon 2 cos phi. Vm Im upon 2 cos phi. So you find that the average value formula is now Vm Im upon 2 cos phi. Now I am going to teach you about at this side. Here I am going to teach you after this. See very carefully. So your average power value of AC will be, so your average value of AC, that is P average, is now equal to Vm Im upon 2. So I can write down as Vm upon root 2. This can be written as Vm upon root 2. Im upon root 2. Im upon root 2 and cos phi. Because root 2 multiplied by root 2 will again be equal to 2. That's why Vm upon root 2, Im upon root 2 cos phi. Okay. And in the previous, at the beginning of this lecture, I already write down the RMS value of voltage and current. What is the RMS value of AC? I just see here the standard formula for the RMS value of AC, which we have already been derived in previous lectures. Previous lecture is 0.707 I0, or we can say I0 or IM. So 0.707, that is also known as 1 upon root 2. So IM divided by root 2, or I0 divided by root 2. So IM divided by root 2 was my RMS value of current, and divided by root 2 my RMS value of current. It means here this Im upon root 2 can be known as IRMS. Similarly, the RMS value of voltage in case of AC, the RMS value of voltage in case of AC will be equal to Vm upon root 2, will be equal to V0 or Vm upon root 2. Here we use the magnitude as Vm, that's why Vm, otherwise V0. So 0.707 Vm. So this is also known as Vm upon root 2, and here Vm upon root 2 is present. It means this is Vm. Yes. So now, are you able to see this MS Paint file on the screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, mute your mute. Okay, mute. So now, see this Vm Im divided by, so on this MS Paint file I was here. So this Vm upon root 2 will behave as a Vrms, and this Im upon root 2 will behave as a IRMS. That's why the final formula I am going to write down with this purple color. This average value of formula for the AC is your Vrms IRMS cos phi. Vrms IRMS cos phi. Because this Vm upon root 2 can be termed as Vrms, and this Im upon root 2 can be termed as IRMS. And then cos phi. So this is the final formula for the average value of AC power. So how we will calculate the average power of AC? That will be equal to Vrms IRMS cos phi is your final answer. Okay, so this is the average value of AC. Now what is the meaning of the, now what is the, because in AC circuitry maybe you have a reactive component and may you have a resistive component, or may you have a capacitive component, or all of those components you may. Okay, so how we can determine that what is my power in that resistive and inductive case, what is my power in those resistive and inductive case. So we can calculate easily with the help of this formula of average power of AC, with the help of this formula of average power of AC. Okay, now see that average power formula now in inductive and resistive case. First of all, what is the meaning of this cos phi? Okay, apart from this formula, I just remove all those terms. And now new MS Paint file will be in front of you. This was your final formula Vrms IRMS cos phi for the average value of AC. Now we will see that what is the average value of AC in case of resistive and inductive circuit, and what is the meaning of this cos phi. So cos phi is the phase difference between current. Phi is the phase difference between current and voltage. We know that phi is the phase difference between voltage and current. Phi is the phase difference between voltage and current. So here, this phi is a phase difference between voltage and current. This is a phase difference between voltage and current. Now see, in case of resistive circuit, first of all, we just take an example of resistive circuit, resistive element, or we can say resistive circuit. So in case of resistive circuit, we know that phi is always zero because voltage, current. Kindly mute your mobile. Chewy Khatun, kindly mute your mobile. Yes. So see this resistive circuit. In case of resistive circuit, the voltage and current are in same phase. The voltage V and the current are in same phase. In case of resistive circuit, we know that the current I and the voltage VR, the voltage across the resistor, are in same phase. That's why phi is always zero. So what is the power in AC circuit? What is the power? Sorry, this is zero. So what is the average power in the resistive element or resistive circuitry? So the average power I have to put in place of phi, that is equal to 0. So Vrms, Irms and cos phi, so cos 0, and we know that cos 0 is always equal to 1. So that's why average power in case of resistive circuitry is Vrms, Irms. Vrms, Irms. Or we can say Vm Im upon 2. So this is the average power formula in case of resistive circuit. Now very interesting thing related with the objective questions you will see now. See very carefully. In case of inductive circuit, what will happen? In case of inductive circuit, what will happen? We know that in inductive circuit, the current lag the voltage. The voltage lead the current. Okay. So in case of we know that the voltage lead the current by 90 degree in case of inductive circuit. In case of inductive circuit, the voltage lag the current by 90 degree. So the phase difference phi is equal to 90 degree. So cos 90, for this average power calculation, I have to put the value of this phi at with cos phi. So what is cos 90 degree? Cos 90 degree is 0. That's why average power is 0 in case of inductive circuit. In case of inductive circuit, the average power is 0. This is very interesting thing, that in case of inductive circuitry, the average power is 0. Now we talk about the capacitive circuitry. What will happen with the capacitive circuitry? In case of capacitive circuit, the current lead the voltage. The current lead the voltage. That's why again the phase difference by 90 degree. So again the phi value is equal to 90 degree like in the inductive circuit. Okay. Again phi is 90. That's why average power which consists of cos phi. So cos 90 is 0. That's why Vrms, Irms when multiplied by 0, that will be equal to 0. So the average power in case of capacitive circuit is also 0. So the average power in case of inductive circuit, in case of resistive circuit, in case of inductive circuit is 0. In case of capacitive circuit it is 0. But in case of resistive circuit, the average power is equal to Vrms, Irms. Okay. So this phi is known as, this cos phi is known as power factor. Our topic was the average power calculation, and the second thing is power factor. So what is the power factor? So the power factor is your cos phi. So this cos phi is termed as power factor. This cos phi is actually termed as power factor. Okay, so this cos phi is known as power factor. This cos phi is known as your power factor. In terms of standard definition, we can say the power factor is the ratio of power factor is actually the ratio of real power of the circuit divided by the apparent power, divided by the apparent power of the circuit. Real power of the circuit divided by the apparent power of the circuit. So that is known as your power factor actually, apparent power and real power. What is the meaning of this real power? So here, uh, real power of the circuit is your Vrms, Irms cos phi, or Vm Im upon 2 cos phi, that is your, so Vrms, Irms cos phi, divided by apparent power of the circuit, that is Vrms Irms, of the resistive circuit, that is known as the real power. So this P average, Vrms, Irms is apparent power, and real power is Vrms, Irms cos phi. So when we will divide it, then we will find out that cos phi will be there. So this cos phi is known as power factor. This cos phi will be known as power factor. So what is the power factor in resistive circuit? What is the power factor in inductive and capacitive circuit? So in case of inductive circuit, because phi is 90 degree, that's why power factor is 0. In case of capacitive circuit, because the power phi is 90 degree, that's why it will be equal to 0. But in case of resistive circuit, the phi is equal to 0 degree. That's why cos phi is 1. That's why the there will be existed, or cos phi is equal to 1. That's why the power factor is 1. So in case of resistive circuit, the power factor is 1. In case of inductive circuit, the power factor is 0. In case of capacitive circuit, also the power factor is 0. Now, so that's all about your AC power analysis and power factor calculation. Now I am going to teach you certain objective questions related to those. So first of all, just see this MS Paint file where I am going to teach you the objective questions. Wait for a while. Now within 2 minutes we will complete this. Okay. So let's suppose your objective question is, what is the average value of AC? It is Vm, average value of AC current, that is Im sin of omega t, Irms 0 or Vrms. Then you should know that the average value of AC will be equal to 0. If someone say you that find the average value of the current when the current you are having some value, for example this is, for example let's suppose you have an objective question that is like this: find the average value of current when the currents are equidistant 4 ampere, 5 ampere, 6 ampere. Now in this case we cannot use that the average value of AC is equal to 0, because here some values are given. That's why how to find out the average value? 3 things are there. So 4 plus 5 plus 6 divided by 3. So that will be definitely equal to 5 ampere. 5 plus 4 is 9 and 9 plus 6 is 15. So 15 divided by 3, that will be equal to 5 ampere. That will be equal to 5 ampere. Now let's suppose your second question is, how we can calculate, now this is your second question that is in front of you. Now see this one. What is the current found by finding the current in the equidistant region and dividing by n? Equidistant region means a particular region it acts like a particular region in which it will act like. So in a region, particular region, total current divided by the total number. So that is what? So that is the average value of AC. So definitely it will be, the answer will be average current, that is B. Now if someone asks you that yes, if someone asks you that what is the meaning of RMS, then it should be like in today VTU test I gave you a question that what is the value of RMS value of current, then it will be your what stands for the RMS, then the RMS is root mean squared. Root mean squared. Okay. Now if someone asks you that what is the value of I just write down this question. If someone asks you that, which one is the correct formula? Which one is the correct formula for power, average power actually, average power in AC? Now you will solve that the options are 0, second one is P average, P average, P average, and P average. Third one is here PRMS, IRMS, cos phi, and the fourth one is, let's suppose, VRMS, IRMS. Okay, so there are four options in front of you. With the today lecture, I think you will understand that the average value of AC we will calculate as VRMS, IRMS, cos phi. Okay, so this is one more important question. So let's, you have a new objective questions like power factor in AC. Power factor in AC. Let's suppose we have to pick which one is the correct formula. That is sin phi, cos phi, anything. So sin phi. Your second option is cos phi. Your third option is always 0. So it is not necessary that it is always 0, because only the inductive and capacitive consist with equal to 0. And the fourth one is tan phi. Okay. So with the help of the today lecture, I think you understand that the power factor in the AC circuit, the power factor in the AC circuit is equal to cos phi. Cos phi. Okay. So one more important thing from the today lecture, if you analyze that, always like the average value of current, like the RMS value of current, like the instantaneous value of the current, in AC, always whenever we write down the voltage and current, we should always use a term omega, and omega that is equal to 2 pi. So if someone asks you that which signal consists the frequency, AC, DC, both the AC and DC, or it is not mandatory for anyone. So which one is the correct answer? AC consists the frequency. AC always consists of the frequency. What I want to say, let's suppose you have a question that which consists of frequency. Which consists of frequency. Frequency is always whenever you have. So the first option is AC signal. The second option is DC signal. The third option is AC and DC both. The fourth option is not mandatory, means it is not compulsory for anyone. Compulsory for anyone to have the frequency. Okay. So which one is the correct answer? If you have this kind of objective question, then you should choose only the AC, because AC is the only one which consists of the frequency. So I hope with the help of these kind of objective questions and with the help of this total derivations, you understand the power factor and the power calculation in average power calculation in AC circuit. So I Rakesh Jain from Gambia University. Thanks to you for watching this video. Thank you very much.